guys, welcome to my channel. It's been feeling really warm in the past, I would say almost a week. It started just kind of like in the 80s, and then over the weekend it was in the 90s, almost 100, and then today and yesterday it started to die down a bit, and it's not as warm. I mean, it's warm, but it's not as hot as it's been a few days before. Anyway, if you want to see how I created this look, then please keep on watching. So I'm just gonna start off with my COOLA SPF facial moisturizing lotion. Just gonna make sure that I spread that all over the areas where the sun's gonna hit me, also my neck. And then next I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, I guess kind of like a strobe cream. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and put it on the high points of my cheeks. I like to use this on the places where sun would normally hit me, and it would look like I would have like a lit from within kind of glow. This works a lot like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. And it's just a really good dupe for it at a much cheaper price. So next I'm taking my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer and my Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. Just gonna shake those two up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mix a little bit on my hand. And again, usually for something like this, I like to use my fingers, and the warmth of that skin to skin contact, and spread that. As you can see, it's a really good match for my skin. So then just gonna wipe off my hands, because you guys know I like to have a paper towel on hand. So then I'm going to take my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spritz it with the Mario Badescu toner, and make sure that I pounce that foundation into my skin some more. And this also soaks up some of the foundation and kind of shears it out, which I really like. So then next I'm going to take my Fit Me Concealer in 30, and I'm just going to put that like kind of like at the corners of my eyes, under my nose where I get some redness. Then with that same Fit Me Concealer in 25, I'm just going to mix it with the 30 to give it a little bit of brightness. And using my beauty blender, I'm just going to go ahead and pounce and push that into my skin. Gosh, I can't believe how the hyperlapse helps so much, and it makes things so much faster. And you guys already know I love this Jordana stick, and I'm not gonna just directly deposit that color. Instead, I'm gonna use my fingers again, as I usually do, and just kind of like place that color where I want it. And this gives me the amount of sheerness and darkness that I want. And then just using my small stipple brush from e.l.f., I'm just gonna go ahead and spread that product all over my contour areas, and then just the residual I just use under my chin and kind of like contour my nose. Then using my beauty blender, I'm just gonna further, I guess, like pounce that product in, and again it kind of shears it out a little. So using this terracotta, I don't know, blush from Guerlain, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that at the high points of my cheeks. It is such a pretty color, you guys. It's very faint, and this was kind of like my first foray in like cream products as far as blush is concerned. So I really love it. It smells so good. And just using my fingers, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of like press that into my skin. And you can see it mixes well with that L'Oreal True Match like strobe cream. This will just give you such a glowy look. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and groom my brows real quick. And I've gone ahead and hyperlapsed this too, just because I didn't even realize how long it takes me to do brows. I think I'm gonna need to find a way to get them done faster, just because I feel like it takes up so much of the time on my videos.
Butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up.
So now I'm just gonna lightly powder where I concealed. So that's gonna be under my eyes, making sure that it hasn't creased before I put on any powder. And I'm also gonna take some of that powder and put it on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, just making sure that the concealer is set. So next I'm using this Jordana Made to Last liquid eyeshadow in Dusk Till Bronze. And I'm just putting that over my eyelid, and I'm going to be pretty much using this as kind of like a base for the shadows that I'm going to put over it. And it's just a really pretty color. You can even just like really use this by itself. You can build it up, and it's not too much of a shine, and when you kind of like blend it into your skin, it kind of fades into nothing, and it has like a really good cream or liquid to powder finish. It's a really great product.
Open up, open up, open, open.
So I'm going to be taking this Flower Shimmer and Shade eyeshadow palette in Golden Natural. And I'm also going to be using the Jouer Tan Lines eyeshadow palette. And at first I couldn't decide which one I was going to use. So now I'm going to use them both. So then using a fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into Beachaholic. And I'm just going to go ahead and take that up to where my crease is, or not take it up, but I'm going to go ahead and sweep it all over my crease. This is just kind of like a really light peach color, and I'm pretty much using it to kind of go over the crease where Dusk Till Bronze is, and just kind of like soften it a little bit. It's a really light color, and you're probably not even really going to see it, but it's a really good transition shade. Then using Heat Wave, I'm just going to go ahead and further, I guess, somewhat deepen or add a little bit more color to my crease. And I'm just going to go ahead and sweep that, buff that into my crease.
Engaging is on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's open.
So using the color Driftwood, I'm just gonna go ahead and load up my brush, and I'm pretty much going to kind of further deepen the crease a little bit more. This color on me kind of looks like an elevated tan, so I guess that's why this palette is called Tan Lines.
She's inappropriate, the way she's approaching us, I disassociate. exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up. Tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up. Need to deep breathe hard.
So now using the shimmer shade eyeshadow palette from Flower, I'm just going to take the second to the darkest shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and using that same brush, I'm just going to concentrate that on the outside corner. And I just kind of want to give it like just a slightly darker look. So most of the color is deposited at the corner, and then I'll kind of like blend it out.
Take that high road and hop in. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM.
And then gonna be doing the same thing on the other side.
Request my chariot, get ya. The doors OPN. Take that high road and hop in. Open up, open up. Shut it down like a Macintosh. Open up, open, open.
So going back to the Jouer Tan Lines palette, I'm just going to take Driftwood on a small smudger brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and I guess define the lower lash line. Again, this is just a great color because on me it looks more like a shadow and not just so much like eyeliner or anything like that. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of a smoke. And then taking that Flower palette, and again I'm going to use that second to the last darkest color, and I'm going to go over top over Driftwood, and I'm just going to go ahead and further define the lower lash line, smoke it out a little bit. I think this is such a pretty look.
Engaging is on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The doors OPN. Take that high road.
So going back to the Flower palette, I'm just going to take that gold shimmer color, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the middle of my eyelid. It's a really pretty color, and it just gives it a little bit more dimension.
First impression.
You want some wine?
Hmm?
You want the wine?
Yeah.
Friends, if you OPN, engaging is on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The doors OPN. Take that high road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she said that she
So taking an even lighter color than the first one I used, I am just gonna again pop that right in the middle of my eyelid, and it's just going to really brighten up that center of my eyelid. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pat that in with my finger.
open up. Need to deep breathe, heartache, complications.
I think that this is such a great look on eyes. It's such a pretty, like, glowy look on my eyelids, and I'm really, really feeling this right now.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN,
So now taking this Makeup Geek brown eyeliner, I'm just gonna go ahead and warm that up on my hand before I glide it onto my eyelid. I just really love how brown eyeliner just kind of looks more natural than black liner, especially when you are kind of going just for like a daytime look. It's not as harsh, and it's just easier and looks more natural lining your eyes this way. So I'm also taking that into my waterline. Again, just gives my eyes a little bit more definition, which I really like to do. Thank you.
Welcome.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So that was a nice little break. So then now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend and smudge that liner. And I'm also gonna do that at the top of my eyelids. So now I'm pretty much almost finished with this look. Excuse me playing with my hair. This is just kind of like what I do. And now I'm kind of like looking for a lip color. And I have this butter gloss that I really like, and it's in tiramisu. Or I have this Makeup Geek lip gloss. But I almost forgot. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on this highlighter palette from NARS. And I'm just gonna take this really fluffy stipple brush, and I'm gonna try to open it. It was so hard to open. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead, take my brush, and take the brush to all of those 3 colors, mix them, and go ahead and kind of like bronze up my face a little bit. More like a lot bit.
the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Monarch butterfly.
And so for this look, I ended up using the Makeup Geek gloss in Creamsicle Delight. And it's just really a nice skin tone shade for me. So almost like a clear gloss with a little bit of tint. And it's just more of a natural look that I really, really like.
Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up.
So we are here finally at the home stretch. I am just gonna take this Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, and I'm just gonna go ahead and liberally spray that all over my face.
Open up. Open up. Need to deep breathe, heart and complications. Open up. Need to reread our conversation. Got me contemplation over our situation. Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that.
So I'm also gonna just take my beauty blender and blot the areas where I feel like I had like bigger drops on my face.
If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that high road and hop in. Open up, open up. Shut it down like a Macintosh. Open up, open.
So I just really love how glowy this turned out. So this is the final look. It's just really glowy. I feel like this is just my skin a little bit elevated and a bronzy eye. Just a little bit of brown liner and gloss, nothing too much. It's kind of feeling like summer, and I just wanted to do a makeup look that's just kind of like glowy and somewhat natural, but just a little bit kicked up. So if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for stopping by.